It's a beautiful day, making music today. In a beautiful way, sunshine or rain. It's a beautiful life, friends by my side. Ease your stride, bring love to the. We cool, we fool, we boo, all the way out of here. So fly, finger paint the atmosphere. Mile high city and the lights flicker fade slow. You know I'm asking for your words when that chorus goes. Sometimes this life seems like a fist fight between your thoughts, expectation for the perfect life. Wickedly awesome, so sick with it, awestruck. All the cats be saying it's one for all, all for love. So it's a beautiful day, making music today. In a beautiful way, sunshine or rain. It's a beautiful life, friends by my side. Ease your stride, bring love to the night, to the night. Kuna Matata, we're never alone. Friends are like sunshine from my garden of love. It's like water from my soul, fill me up. I'm alive when the table's full. Can't you see what I'm trying to say? Take a breath, let it take you away. Mile high city and the lights flicker fade slow. You know I'm asking for your voice when that chorus goes. So it's a beautiful day, making music today. In a beautiful way, sunshine or rain. It's a beautiful life, friends by my side. Ease your stride, bring love to the night, to the night. It's a beautiful day, making music today. In a beautiful way, sunshine or rain. It's a beautiful life, friends by my side. Ease your stride, bring love to the night, to the night, to the night, to the night. In the morning when I wake up, wake up, wake up. It's a beautiful day, day. And I go outside and I look up, look up, look up. Let it take me away. In the morning when I wake up, wake up, wake up. It's a beautiful day, day. And I go outside and I look up, look up, look up. Let it take me away. Let it take me away. Let it take me away.
When it's too hard to believe in and you feel so alone, nothing's right, nothing's clear, and it's too big to conceive in. God, are you really there? That's when I swear I hear a whisper in my ear. I am here, right where you are. says the very breath you breathe. I am part of you, and I will always be. I am here. I am here inside of you, part of everything, part of all you do. You are here, you're here with me, part of everything that's felt, all that's heard and seen. I'm as close as the very breath you breathe, part of you, and I will always be. When it's too big to believe in, and I feel so alone, nothing's right, nothing's clear, and it's too hard to conceive in. God, are you really there? That's when I swear I hear a whisper in my ear. I am here, right where you are, part of every mountain, part of every star. You are here, right where I am, part of every ocean, every grain of sand. I'm as close as the very breath you breathe. I am part of you, and I will always be. I am here. 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 And I will always be.
Good morning, everybody. We're so glad to have you with us in the sanctuary and with us at home. We have such a special treat today. It's always a great Sunday when any of the Larson families in the house, but today, Seth Larson is here sharing music all morning, and we've got his parents, Steve and Vicky, up here along for the ride. Let's hear it. Woo!
Please feel free to whistle along. I'm not sure how that works with the mask on, but you can do your best. Here we go. Here's the whistle part. Get you down, you've got a light so bright you can turn it Don't let life get you down. You got a light so bright you can turn it around. Oh.
Seth, Larson, Ed Company. Ow! And with that, we say good morning and welcome to Columbine Spiritual Center. We're centered in God. We celebrate a world of harmony, peace, and abundance, and whistling for all. We ask that you stand up and join us as we sing about love.
1, 2, 3.
May I live, laugh, and learn today, and may I let love be the way. When I work Thank you so much. We thought it was cold in here, but we're just getting warmed up. So stay with us. I got to change keyboards.
I know we don't need a heater for us this morning. No. It will be fixed tomorrow, so if you get a little chilly, you can dance around a little bit.
One, two, three. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet sound, melodies pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. Ow! Saying, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Saying, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Let's go back to that verse now. Rise up this morning, smiled at the rising sun. 3 little birds pitched by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true, saying, this is my message to you. That's all you got. Saying, don't worry about a thing,
Don't you worry about a thing. Oh,
every little thing is gonna be alright.
it's gonna be alright.
Saying, don't worry
Oh, don't you worry
about a thing,
Don't you worry about the thing. Oh,
every little thing is gonna be alright. Every little thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Couple more like that. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Woo!
Nothing better than that.
And we just invite you to take a seat and take a breath as we prepare our hearts and minds and spirits for prayer and meditation. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace. As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is.
As I say a tender yes to everything that comes to me, my heart is open, I am free. I open to all that is. It brings me to my knees. I surrender. I am peace.
And so I invite you to take a deep, cleansing breath. Because saying yes to everything can be a bit overwhelming at times. So, sweet Spirit, we allow ourselves to say yes to everything that comes to us, to everything that comes to us, because we know that there is only love. It may be disguised in hurt and pain and suffering and challenges and things not going our way, but underneath all of it is love. Is love. Allowing us opportunities to stretch ourselves, to open our hearts, to be more free by just being love. Not always an easy thing to do. The Spirit, we know that the more we love, the more it expands. The more we experience it, the more we change our world and change the world around us. And so we open to that love. We allow ourselves to just be in love's presence, that we are love's presence. We bring that love to every situation, every person, every circumstance in our lives, and say thank you. Thank you for this lesson. Thank you for this blessing. Thank you for this love. We bring love to everyone on our prayer list and every prayer request in our prayer box, knowing that they too are blessed, are in love's presence, as challenging as life can feel sometimes. We are always in the presence of love. And so I invite you to hold this thought with me as we enter a time of meditation. I am the presence of love. At the end of our meditation, our music team will gently bring us out. But for now, let's rest together with that thought. I am the presence of love.
This is a song that came to me about 10 years ago. I was in the process of letting go of a very long relationship that needed to be let go. And when I found out about the subject of today's talk, this song kept coming up and I kept pushing it to the side because I didn't think I wanted to play it here. It's only a song I've played out in public a handful of times. But it kept coming back. And so here it is. We were young when we met. We were just kids when loving each other was all that we did. It was more than enough to keep us warm through the cold, colder nights. And then it happened, our very first fight. You said, it's gonna be alright. Lately, I can't let it go. So maybe if I let you know that this song's for you, I think you know who you are. You showed me what love is and gave me my deepest scars. This song's for you. Well, I was out on the road when you gave me that call. Oh, you were already crying, and that said it all. All the hurt and the pain rushed through my mind. 10 years later, I still don't know if I'm ever gonna be alright. Lately, I can't let you go. So maybe if I let you know that this song's for you, I think you know who you are. You showed me what love is and gave me my deepest scars. Second guesses and second chances were all a part of this crazy dance. Well, please forgive me. I forgive you. This song's for you. I think you know who you are. You showed me what love is and gave me my deepest scars. This song's for you. No, I'm not here to blame, just trying to pick up the pieces, hoping you do the same. And this song's for you. It's for you. This song's for you. Oh, it's for you. Whoa, whoa. This song's for you. Whoa, it's for you. and me.
Wow, Seth, thank you. That was beautiful. There's a story of a young man impassioned with his love for this woman, and so he decides to write her a love letter. And in the love letter, he says, I would cross the widest ocean just to see your face. I would slay the most ferocious dragon just to hold your hand. I would work 7 days a week just to be able to give you all your heart's desires. P.S. I'll see you on Sunday, unless it rains. I love that little story because that's what we're talking about today is love and how conditional we make it often. We're working with Coot Jackson's book, The Magic of Surrender. This is week 6 of a 7-week program. And if you've been following along with us, you know it's not easy to surrender, to let go of control, to release our need to be right, our need to have things go our way. We live in a commodity-driven world a lot of times, and we've been conditioned to think of love as something we have to earn if we're good enough, if we do right, if we do what other people need, if we follow the rules, maybe we'll be loved. It's often a bartering, some kind of bartering occurs in our minds. Or we want someone to be a certain way in order for us to give them our love. And that's not love. That's a transaction. That's a conditional bartering system. Coot says on page 181, when we mistakenly think love is conditional, we hold it back. We wait to love until someone behaves the way we want, gives us what we need in order to deserve our love. That's not love. That's codependency. And we often do this, and it's not really, this is how we were raised. This is how we were brought up. You know, be a good girl, be a good boy, and you'll get rewarded. You'll get loved. Follow the rules, and you'll be rewarded. You'll be loved. But the ultimate letting go, as Coot talks or shares this title of this chapter, the ultimate letting go is releasing this idea of love and allowing love. Releasing what our ideas are of what it means to love and getting into that cosmic flow of it. That it's always there. Unity teaches that God is omnipresence, meaning God, Spirit, is everywhere present all the time, in totality. And if we believe God is love, and many of us would describe God or Spirit or divine mind or the universe or whatever you want to call it as love, then love's presence is everywhere, in every situation, in every person, in every circumstance. There is love. But we have this conditioned idea of what it's supposed to look like, and so we don't really feel love's presence. We're so caught up in our ego needs of we need to get what we want, what we need. And then maybe we'll share our love. But that's not how it works. It's hard to see that when we're caught up in this. But we're invited always to choose love, not as a commodity, for it can never run out. It can never run out. We need to get into that flow of love, surrender our need for it to be a certain way. And there's freedom. There's a lot of freedom in that choice of not having all these conditions to love, of not having an attachment to how it needs to feel or how it needs to be or how it needs to look. And each time we choose love, we experience more love ourselves. And then we begin to see things differently. Kevin and I moved down to Sloan's Lake 2 weeks tomorrow, it'll be 2 weeks. And I've been running and walking around the lake. And it's 2.6 miles around the lake. I love this walk. It's so beautiful around the lake. And I've always gone counterclockwise. And so the other day, Kevin and I decided, well, let's go the other way. It's the same path, it's just a different direction. And you know what? We notice things that we never noticed before. Like there's an island in the middle of Sloan's Lake. We never saw it going counterclockwise. But going clockwise, we're like, oh, there's an island in the middle of this lake. See, when we choose to go a different path, take a different direction, it opens our eyes to see things more clearly, to see things more as they are. It's the same thing with love. If we can choose to see love, then maybe we'll see that we are that love. And each of us is that love, that we were created in love. Coote says on page 182, love is a choice, an inner moment-by-moment decision, a gift that we can give to anyone at any time. It's a choice. We choose if we're going to express from the love that we are or withhold it. It's always our choice. If we're willing to let go of our attachments of how it has to look, let go of our attachments to being right, then we can experience this love more freely. Realize that each of us is different. That we all have different opinions on things, that all opinions are valid, and just be the love that we came here to be. It's not about giving something, it's about being something. Not something we get out there, but something we get within here. In the book of Matthew, the Gospel according to Matthew chapter 16, Jesus is walking with his disciples. And he asks them a question: what do people say the Son of Man is? Who do people say the Son of Man is? And he gets answers like, well, John the Baptist, or Elijah, or Jeremiah, or one of the other prophets. And he doesn't respond to any of those. He doesn't say yes or no. He's showing us that all opinions are valid, that we all have different opinions, different ideas, and they're all valid. Nobody's right or wrong. So then he asks the question, who do you say I am? Who do you say I am? And Peter answers him, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. It's interesting that Peter was the one to answer. Peter represents our faith faculty. Peter represents being able to believe in something without seeing it with our physical eyes. And so Peter is saying, this is who you are. He hasn't seen it, but he believes it. He trusts in that. This is a great spiritual practice for all of us, to constantly ask ourselves that question. Who do you say I am? Who do I say I am? And hopefully we're always growing and evolving, and so we're not always exactly the same as we are from situation to situation. But who do you say I am? Think of the word say. When I say the word say, to say is to pronounce or declare, which is way different than who do you think you are. You see how who do you think you are comes from an ego. Thinking is our rational sense based on our experience, who we think we are. And we often say that, who do you think you are, in that kind of negative way. But who do I say I am? Who am I declaring that I am right now, in this moment? I am love's presence. I am love itself. Peter said, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. We all are that. Messiah meaning anointed one, blessed one. Each of us is that. Who are you in this moment? Am I loving or am I judging? Am I coming into greater awareness of what I was created to be, to express? Being loving can make a huge difference in our lives when we just be the love instead of having to give it or feel like we have to give it or earn it to get it. It can be really healing. Greg Braden was a scientist. He also has written books on spirituality and bridging the gap between science and spirituality. And he has an article in Unity magazine, this most recent issue of it, called The Science Behind Affirmative Prayer. And what is prayer but consciously connecting to love's presence, constantly connecting to spirit? Anytime we consciously connect to that, that is prayer. Often we say, especially in the West, that we do it with words. But Greg Braden was visiting Tibet, and he asked a monk, when we see your prayers on the outside, the mantras, the bells, the gongs, the incense, what's going on inside of you? What's going on inside your body when we see this outer expression? And he said, you've never seen our prayers. You've seen the things we do to create the feeling. But the feeling is the prayer. Not the words, but the feeling. Feelings, Greg says, create a chemical change in the body. They're called neuropeptides, which cause change on a genetic level. Human emotions influence our DNA, and DNA influences matter and influences what's happening around us. If we realize that we can use our feelings, our deep emotions, then we can heal. We can create an environment that we are praying for. We can heal. We can let love flourish. It starts with the feeling of being that love, of being that gratitude, of being. Instead, we frantically search for our soulmates, don't we? Most of us have probably done that at some time or another, thinking that there must be somebody out there who can heal my pain, who can heal my broken heart, who can make up for all the suffering I've experienced. That's a lot of pressure to put on one person. Instead, we can realize that everyone we encounter is our soulmate. That every soul that comes into our circle is someone who has a lesson for us or a blessing for us, something we can learn. We come into this lifetime to learn from each other, to evolve, to grow, to express the love that we are. Coote said, a soulmate is a mirror to show you more of yourself. It's a little scary. Especially this past year and a half when we've been, most of us, many of us, at home with our significant others, and our buttons were pushed a bit more because there was no place to go, no outlet. We can see it that way, or we can see it as a wonderful opportunity to learn about ourselves, to let the people in our lives be a mirror, because they're always reflecting back to us who we are. Someone who pushes your buttons is probably your greatest soulmate, your greatest teacher. And they show you where you're not being that love, where you're not being loving. Now, it doesn't mean that all relationships need to stay together for, sometimes some are for a lifetime, some are for a lesson. And when the relationship is over, it maybe could just mean that the lesson has been completed. So many times we want to just hang on, though. We try so hard to love. But I think if we are trying to love, we're saying, I'm going to really try to love you, but even though you're not really worth it. We're judging. When we have to try to love, we're judging instead of just allowing love to flow through us. Instead of being loving towards someone, we try. Oh, I'm going to try. I'm trying really hard to love that person, but I just can't. We're judging them as not being worthy of our love. And so don't try to love, just love. Was that Nike commercial? Just do it. Just do it. Just love. Coote, in a chapter this week, talks about a woman who is searching for her soulmate. And she says she's so desperate. And she says, you don't understand. I have to get out there. I have to be out there. I'm never going to find my soulmate. And he says, putting yourself out there is different than pushing yourself out there. That when you're pushing yourself out there to frantically find somebody, desperately needing to find someone, unconsciously, the other person is feeling that desperation and will back away. They may not even know why they're backing away. We need to just instead lighten up about it. Don't search for love. Be love. Be that love. And then we attract more love into our lives. Letting go creates space. Surrendering creates space. Allowing. I shared this story about 8 years ago, so I think I have permission. I can give myself permission to share it again because half of you weren't here and the other half won't remember. So after I got divorced from my first husband, I had a long list of qualities that I was looking for in a partner. And this person needed all these things. They needed to be have all these qualities. And I went on a lot of first dates and said, next. Then I met Kevin, my husband. And he was pretty much everything on that list. But we had a real rocky 2 years of dating. It was up and down and sideways. And so after 2 years of that, I decided that I needed to end it for myself. I loved him, but I needed to end it because I couldn't take the roller coaster ride anymore. And so I said to him, I love you. You're everything I'm looking for in a partner. And this list said my man on the top. And I didn't realize that at the time when we met, I said, I don't know if I ever want to get married again. But when you meet somebody that's everything you're looking for, I wanted that public declaration of love, and he wasn't ready. And so we broke up. And so I decided that, this list, I guess I really do want a husband. So I wrote a new list. It doesn't have to be so many things. But I had a realization that it wasn't about me getting someone who was all these different qualities, who had all these different qualities. It was more about what am I willing to give? Who am I willing to be to have a relationship with a wonderful person? And so I wrote a new list, and that list had only things that I was willing to be and give and work on myself in order to have this kind of relationship, to be that love, to experience that love through another. And so I got to work on myself. And a few months later, I can't believe I get teary when I say this. That same man came back into my life, and he was ready for me, and I was ready for him. And we were engaged just a few months after that. Coots says about this whole thing on page 205, when you are fixated on finding the one, you aren't being the one. You are waiting, reserving your love to some idealized person in your future. And that's what I was doing until I was willing to be the love I wanted to experience. So who do you say you are? Not who do you think you are? It's a great spiritual practice to ask yourself that question, who do I say I am? Who do I say I am right now? Who do I say I am? I'm in Unity's inaugural Spiritual Directions program right now, and we're building a circle of trust. There's 15 other people in the group with me, and we meet every Tuesday and Thursday night for class, but we are mostly listening to each other and loving each other and honoring each other without needing to fix, without needing to offer advice. It's a circle of trust where all opinions are valid. And we're growing this. It's only been 4 weeks, but love is present there in that group. And this is the goal of our small groups as we're winding up our small group series here, another week of it, that we provide space. We provide space for each of us to find our own inner teacher. The only teacher that really matters to our soul's evolution, to our growth in spiritual awareness, that inner teacher, to show us the way for more love for ourselves. So much that it's overflowing and it can't help but just spread out to everyone around us. That's the love we're looking for. I want to close with a poem from Ella Wheeler Wilcox, who was an editor of New Thought magazine back in the early 1900s. In her publications, her poetry really got the word out about New Thought at the time. It's called The Creed. And where I say he, we can know that it's he or she, okay? Whoever was begotten by pure love and came desired and welcome into life is of immaculate conception. He whose heart is full of tenderness and truth, who loves mankind more than he loves himself and cannot find room in his heart for hate, may be another Christ. We all may be the saviors of the world if we believe in the divinity which dwells in us and worship it, and nail our grosser selves, our tempers, our creeds, and our unworthy aims upon the cross. For who giveth love to all, pays kindness for unkindness, smiles for frowns, and lends new courage to each fainting heart, and strengthens hope and scatters joy abroad. He too is a Redeemer, Son of God. Peace be with you. Namaste.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I know that I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace. We shall live in peace someday. Deep in my heart, I know that I do believe we shall overcome someday. We shall all be free. We shall all be free. We shall all be free. We shall all be free someday. Deep in my heart, I know that I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Deep in my heart, I know that I do believe we shall shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I know that I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Seth Larson, Steve Larson, Bill Shannon, Larry Thompson. Woo.
Boy, have I missed being here. I've been gone for 4 weeks now with vacation and speaking someplace else, and I missed it. How incredible. Oh, we just is so blessed and grateful for this community. And this is the time in our service where we so gratefully receive your love offerings and your blessings and tithes. And just say thank you so much for supporting this amazing community. Thank you for supporting Columbine and this mission that we have to bring inspiration, bring hope, bring truth, and help us all to continue to have our souls evolve and connect with each other and have this incredible community. There's many ways to give. There is texting, there's online, so we just thank you for everything. And if you ever have any questions, just let us know. So let's say our offertory blessing together. God's love has always met and will always meet all my needs. I give freely, I receive abundantly, and I am grateful. Thank you so much. So if you haven't checked out our digital bulletin, I really recommend that you do that. You can either do the QR code in the lobby, or if you get the Sunday e-bulletin that Carol Hoskins sends out, it has a link for it, or you can go to our website and it says digital bulletin. The bulletin is a great way to say everything that's going on, and if there's a link to sign up, it has that link to sign up in it. So I highly recommend you start using the digital bulletin. It also is a way to give. So if you have any questions about that, again, let me know. So our announcements are, the first one is that we love to help the community, and we're really passionate about trying to do what we can to have the generosity not only be here, but extend out to help others who are in need. And this year we're doing another food drive with Sister Carmen. And we have 3 big blue bins outside of the church, and we can't wait to fill them up to the top, brimming up to the top with all kinds of things for everybody in our community to really help them out for Thanksgiving. They are definitely in need. There's a lot of people with food insecurity in our county. So starting on last week they came, so starting all the way to November 9th, those blue bins are out there. So every time you come, bring some stuff. If you wonder what the stuff is, we have in the update what kinds of things they need. And we would love to really just knock it out of the park and have it be really full. So thanks for bringing things for that. Also, something very exciting is happening next Saturday. So we're having our beans, bevs, and bids. As you know, we didn't do the gala this year, but we want to start doing different ways to do fundraisers that really are fun, community-driven, and have a great time, and will really help us with the fundraising that we need to do for Columbine. So this is beans being chili, and bevs being, if you're like me and you don't drink really yummy non-alcoholics, but if you do drink, the killer margaritas will be there. And bids, and we're gonna have an auction. There's all kinds of great stuff that's being auctioned, including vacation stuff and gift certificates and Janice and I have our CDs available, so you can have music. So there's all kinds of stuff that you can get in the auction. It's $50 a person, all you can eat or drink, but watch out for those margaritas.
You know who you are.
And kids are free, so we really want it to be a family event. We really want it to be fun. It starts early. It starts at 4 o'clock. That gives you time to still get to your other Halloween stuff afterwards. We would love to have everybody here sign up. Carol Nelson and I will be in the lobby and outside helping people register, so we hope that we will have a fantastic turnout. It's the kind of thing you can bring your friends, so they don't have to be Columbine members to come. We also, the next day is Halloween. Every 7 years, Halloween ends up on Sunday. And for years and years now, we've been having the trunk or treat out in the parking lot. And we need a few more people to volunteer to have their trunks. And so you decorate your trunk with all kinds of fun stuff. And then the kids are going to come in costume. And then they basically trunk or treat. And then us as the community stand around and drink hot cider and have fun, and it's actually really super fun. So I really encourage everybody to come, and if you are creative and would love to decorate your trunk, if you could let one of us staff know, that would be great, because we probably need about 4 or 5 more cars would be fantastic. So trunk or treat, and you can come dressed up next week. That's good. It's all a good time to dress up.
Yes.
Lastly, Colleen and George Jane have been holding the church in prayer for a very long time with the mastermind, and they're right here in the front. Wave your hands, hi. And the mastermind prayer really is a connecting prayer that brings people together to really hold the presence of the church. And if you ever want to participate, they do it every Sunday after the service, and you can just go to them, and it takes about 15 minutes. 6 minutes, sorry, 6 minutes. And they have just switched it up a little bit. So they just wanted you to know that it's a little bit different. So if you're one of the people that has a card and you do it at home, to get a new card from us, and we would really love for you to join them for the mastermind. It is, where is it, George? It's no longer called Mastermind. It's called Prayer for the Church. They removed Mastermind. I apologize. Prayer for the Church. So join them for Prayer for the Church. And generally, they do it outside if they're doing it outside. So, right, what is it, George? Depends on the weather. I love it.
Just find them.
And I'm just going to do a little quick plug. If you love Coot, I did in my podcast. He was on I interviewed him last week in my podcast. So the link for that is in the update, and it was a great podcast if you want to hear more from Coot. So Linda's got her beans, bevs, and bids. So come show us your beans, bevs, and bids. We hope everybody will come. Join us after service for fellowship. Who is our prayer chaplain today? Our prayer chaplain is Vicki Hopkins, and she will be on one of the sides of the sanctuary to share prayer with you. If you would like to be celebrated, if you have a hardship or a heartache, she is there to have Spirit speak through her. And we're just so glad you're all here. Let's sing the peace song and then go outside and have coffee.
Yes.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen.